dental stuff is actually, I mean, I'm a, what am I trying to say? So I have these explosive trains of thought. I'm like, oh, so many things to say, and I don't know where to start. But so I'm a bit fascinated with historical stuff, and I'm like by no means an expert and a historian, so to speak. Like I know all the names and dates. And fuck me, I can't remember any of that shit. But I'm fascinated by the development of technologies and philosophy towards the sciences in general. So we go to the teeth thing. It's like so many ideas come into my head, like the idea that yes, everyone has dental concerns. It's just ubiquitous to the human condition. And that goes to say the idea of dreams, because that's how we get into the realm of, say, typical dreams. We look at common human experience that then is understood and symbolized commonly by multiple people, almost ubiquitously. So we get, say, the common dream of trying to speak and being unable to form words, or specifically teeth falling out is a very common dream. And it very often has to do with, the ideas of disease and decay, inability to communicate. We symbolize our mouth as something which speaks, which expresses our ideas to others, makes relationship connections with people. Okay, that's one whole tangent. The other one is that I remember, so looking into the history of this kind of stuff, just on a whim one day, and it happens to stick in my brain. There was an old saying before like dentistry really became a thing back in the days of the the best thing you could do was go to an apothecary or a surgeon to knock the teeth out, because the saying was teeth are a curse, the sooner gone the better. And it was the idea that, when you're a kid, everything's fine, a tooth falls out, no big deal, and then you start getting cavities, and then they start to ache, and then and then they rot. And this is before toothbrushes and whatnot. And so it used to be people suffered horribly with dental issues. And yeah, it's really changed in the last, I don't know what you'd say the time frame was. You probably know the history of dentistry better than I do.
Well, I don't know as much as I probably should,
I'm not
but
trying
I
to put you
will
on the spot.
say, no, it's okay. But I will say that the evolution of dentistry is so different from more of something that is defined more by the medical field. In the beginning, dentistry was a trade where you would go to the blacksmith, or you would go to, your barber, and get a tooth knocked out while you're getting a shave if you really wanted to. And so the evolution of dentistry also being in conjunction with more scientific discovery, and it's kind of funny because it's almost like I'm going on a tangent now. It's
Please
kind of
do.
funny because it's almost like our subconscious already knew that, because you're saying with your dreams how things that affect the teeth or the mouth can mean a whole host of other things. Well, a lot of discoveries that we're learning is that a lot of systemic problems in terms of our overall health and well-being also begins in the mouth as well. And so we have seen a fundamental shift over dentistry becoming more of a trade to becoming a pillar in the medical community, and that oral health care is just as important as overall health care and medicine. And so it's kind of interesting to see that shift probably within like the last probably since the 1950s, and kind of seeing that shift and especially within the last 30 years, it's been really combining, or good oral health means actually good overall body health. So
Definitely. Yeah. And that also, so part of the dream interpretation thing is getting a personal understanding of people's symbols, but those personal understandings are also nested in community or local experience of a thing, what's common in their area, then what's also common to the human condition based on how we are materially composed in the world, and how we interact with other physical substances, water, earth, other people, etc. So you get these shifts in. So that there's folks who would go, they're more inclined to believe in the or lean into the dream book, dream dictionary type of thing, which is and isn't accurate in some ways. It, a lot of it does speak to the kind of collective unconscious, ubiquitous or common human experience type of stuff we have with objects on that level, but it also changes over time as well. So what was true about the common human experience of teeth and tooth problems 2,000 years ago is not the same today. Now we have a more ubiquitous understanding or common human experience of, well, dentists are a thing, and you can get a cavity filled. You can get antibiotics for an impacted wisdom tooth that's infected and throbbing and whatnot. Whereas that would have been just a horrible experience that people just suffered with, because maybe you're out on the frontier and there are no barbers, and you don't have the medical knowledge to pull your own tooth or do what is it, the Tom Hanks thing on the island with the ice skate.
The ice skate, yes.
I don't know. Honestly, that was horrifying. I don't know if I could have done that, and I'm not surprised you blacked out. You can black out from pain, and
you can.
Yeah. Oh, that's awful. Oh, I got that in my head. No, make it go.